Do you want my ambiance with the light kicking in the back? My lamp?
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Paranormal Question of the Day. We'll be right back right after a short message. Hey, everyone, and welcome to Paranormal Question of the Day. We do live podcasts with live guests, live paranormal investigations as well. We do product reviews, so sit back, enjoy the channel, get popcorn, get a soda, and I'll see you soon. And we are back. So I hope everybody's having a good start to their work week and having a good Monday. I'm hoping that tomorrow is 60 degrees and not 90 degrees.
That's not going to happen.
I know it's not gonna
Just letting you know.
Well, at least bring me some tornadoes or something like that. I don't know.
I know.
Jesus.
You don't want those.
Oh, I like watching them. I used to go out and drive around when I was a teenager to go find them. Until I got enough.
Well, of course, I'm the lightning photographer, so I'm always the fat guy staring at the lake, looking at the lightning, taking pictures. But yeah, we used to do that when I was young.
People from the Midwest, like when we're told go reach cover, go, we're like, oh, what's going out, and run outside to look. Yeah, we are not.
I'll stand there and watch it.
Yep.
I think they've given up in the Midwest, like in Oklahoma, when they go, there might be a tornado. They don't tell us anymore. They're like, it's gonna come.
Right.
You don't need to watch.
The worst part is I got stuck in the cornfield. I sit there and wait because I got a little bit too close. So yeah, that was fun. So tonight's topic, we're going to be talking women and the paranormal. I feel that this subject needs to be revisited. It's been a while since I've talked about it, and I've had multiple different guests on in the past. So I felt that tonight is good to have another different amount of people on to talk about it. So tonight we have Jeep, Oklahoma Hunter. With us tonight, we have Ashley from her podcast, Ghost Gossip. And then also we have Jackie from Hoosier Paranormal. So let's start with Jackie. I know we just had you on, but for those who didn't watch last week, you want to tell people who you are, and then we'll go around the horn.
All right. Once again from last week, Jackie, Hoosier Paranormal. I have been seriously doing investigations for a little over a year now, and I have been to multiple investigation haunted houses and lots of cemeteries in, I think, 7 different states now at this point. But either way, yeah, a little over a year I've been doing this.
And Ashley, let's let people get to know who you are and about your podcast.
My name is Ashley. I am the host of the Ghost Gossip podcast. I am a stay-at-home mom now, but before that, I worked for the federal government for 15 years in the federal court system. And I was always the weird one who wanted to talk about the ghost stories. And I started my podcast after I bought a haunted house in 2022. And after I left my full-time job, I really committed to it. So, here I am about 3 years later, still building and getting to know people, and love hearing about people's paranormal stories and anything ghost related.
Awesome. Glad to have you on the show. And Jeep, let's round it off with you.
Hi, how are you? So I've started blessing houses and things in the 90s. Since that time frame, I guess you could say, people say I've investigated for over about 30 years. But I kind of consider myself really a rookie in the process. But I guess everybody would say I'm not. Everything's always new. But I've been doing investigations or blessing houses since the 90s. Really started using equipment and getting serious about it back in 2015, I guess, where you start using equipment and verifying things. That's
Go ahead.
That sum it up good?
Yep. Yep. And you TikTok, she TikToks, and she TikToks, and I TikTok.
You're a bunch of TikTokers.
Yeah. And if you see this is my bifocals, so don't bother.
I got glasses now.
I'll be looking like Look Luck Dung or whatever his name was from 16 Candles.
Long Dutch Dawn. I'll say it straight out like it is.
Split those eyes. It ain't gonna work. He's up there. So let's get into the thick of things. So women in the paranormal, when do you feel that it actually started to get more heavy with women in the paranormal field and starting to investigate with the males and stuff? Because we know that throughout the years, it's kind of been male dominant heavy, but the women are starting to get into it a lot more. So, how do you feel about that? How it is from then till today? Let's start with Jackie.
So, gosh, I'm really passionate about this subject, but so actually, way back when I think it was more male dominated, and I believe that females are kind of starting to take over. However, I still think that females have a huge struggle when it comes to being noticed, I guess you can say. Um, I did a little bit of research on this, and it actually does show that there is a disparity between men and women because men are looked at more. I think we talked about this when I was on last week.
Mm-hmm.
Men are looked at as more gosh, what is the word? Like closed off. They're able to kind of keep, they're not very emotional, so they can close themselves off and actually like get into the investigating part. Whereas women are more emotional creatures. And so when it comes to investigating, like in my opinion, you want that emotional side because you can connect better with the spirits. However, people who are watching the paranormal don't, like, they see the closed off and like entertainment side. That's what they want to see. They're not actually wanting to see that emotional part. So it kind of causes a little bit of a struggle there for women. I also believe that women have a lot of struggles other than viewers that they have to worry about when it comes to the paranormal. One of the biggest things I say, I love going to cemeteries. Absolutely love going to them. Will I go by myself at night? No. And it's because I have to watch out, not from the ghost, I have to watch out for the safety of myself from other humans. And so that's difficult. Me having a TikTok, I've watched, I support a lot of different paranormal groups. But I notice the men, they go out at night at the cemeteries and stuff like that. And it's difficult for me because you go to these locations, you're paying a decent amount of money. If you want to go somewhere for free, like a cemetery, it's dangerous for you to go at night by yourself. And I'm a solo paranormal investigator, so it's really hard for me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's just a little bit of mine right there.
Okay. Ashley, what are your thoughts?
Well, and I'm fairly new. I've only been doing this for 3 years. And safety, Jackie, is exactly where my mind went, especially like cemeteries. I always tell people I am more scared of the living than I am the dead. The living are more dangerous to me than any dead person I've ever met, or not met, but you know what I mean? Any spirit that I've come across. And I've been very blessed to have met such wonderful people, both men and women, since I've been putting myself out there. But my biggest thing is almost being taken seriously by, I hate to say this, but mainly men, like women creators. Sometimes they can be petty and jealous but there's so many amazing women creators that they welcome you and they support and they encourage. And when you're feeling, and that's that emotional side, when you can put the jealousy or competitiveness aside and supporting women, they are amazing. But like with the men, it's like, okay, sweetheart. And it's like, oh no, don't do that to me.
Mhm.
No.
Right.
Jeep.
So I was a part of a group called Investigating Oklahoma's Paranormal. We had anywhere from 8 to 10 people in that group. One of their goals was that they needed a man to be in that group because the credibility of a woman saying something was stereotypically looked uncredible. It looked discreditable. Is that the right word? It's good words, aren't it? Uncredible, discreditable.
They sound good.
Yeah.
Hey,
I like it.
So the problem that they had was a lot of times if the women called to preview an investigation or they gave information or went through a process, the man receiving the call, we'll just stereotype that way, but the people receiving the call wouldn't hold credible to it. When we were investigating, they would talk to the women. If I came up to them and said, here's the deal, here's the situation, here's the scenario, it came across more direct and therefore it felt more credible. And it's not the case. They were the intellect people. Like I was learning everything from them. And it's sad because it's stereotypically that way. It's like they're not looked at a level of respect. They're stereotypically looked at as emotional people that are just getting a feel of things. But that's not true. So that was the thing that I found interesting is just what both of you said. You have this challenge of being able to investigate on your own, and it makes it challenging. And it's not because women can't do it; it's because of the things that go on. Because of the way I think society puts women compared to men, and I think that's the issue, as well as the credibility. It's just it's a stereotype that needs to change.
I hear you. I mean, it's I feel that a lot of times when the guys I say lead investigations, you know what? Some of these women are a lot better than some of the guys that lead these investigations and show it.
Yeah.
So it's like give them their props, give them their due.
Yeah.
I think they're very valuable to an investigation in so many different levels versus just having like an all guy group or an all girl group. If you mix it up a little bit, it's a good mixture of thoughts and feelings like Jackie was saying, and emotional versus the toughness of a guy and the emotional part of the lady, but it could also be vice versa too as well.
Yeah.
So
And if I can add to that too, I actually made a TikTok about this, but like I said, it is something like that. And also I have noticed just myself, because I have a lot, being in Indiana, there's a lot of different male paranormal investigators out here that are a little bit bigger, or even in the Midwest or whatever. And I will notice that it has nothing to do with me being a big or small creator. A lot of the male paranormal investigators, they don't even look at me. Like I'm just pushed aside because I'm a female investigator. Like as hard as I work, I'm just like, hey, I'd love to collab, and I'm not even thought about. And then you have a few investigators. I have one in particular this happened to, where he's like, I'm sorry, I can't go on an investigation with you unless there's other people because my wife doesn't want me to. And that's tough. Like that's tough, that I feel like, I don't think that it would be the other way around. I don't know, but that was a really, really, as much as I understand it, that's a really difficult thing for me to hear, because then it's like, okay, I still feel like I'm on the lesser ground as far as that goes. And also I wanted to include as well, a lot of when it comes to entertainment purposes or doing, it's not even entertainment, but purposes of doing investigating, women are looked at like you're supposed to be dressed all cutesy with your hair down and makeup and be scared of everything. And that's not how we are, but that's what people are expecting us to do and be. So sorry, I just wanted to include those two things. I thought about it.
Oh no, that's fine because it it is though. A lot of teams use this field as a dating service in a way,
Yes.
and it should not be like that at all. Because is it okay to have fun? Yeah, it's okay to have fun. Is it okay for a lady to come with you? Yes, it is, because we're looking for the same thing. It's not like we're going on this big honking date, because it's not what it's about. It's about investigating the location, looking for paranormal stuff. That's what it is. It's not even a date, you know. So
Right.
that's the problem that people seem to jump to conclusions about right away. That they're going on a date, but they're gonna get scared together. Like,
I know, as if a male and female paranormal investigator can't, just because they have the same love of investigating, they can't go together and do that. That's just, that's not happening, but it does.
it does.
I think a lot of it is because you're by yourself, you're alone.
Mhm.
You're not going to a party where there's a ton of people. You're going to where the point is there's no people and you're talking to spirits. So yeah.
Yeah. So let's get into a little bit about how do we select? How do the women select their locations, and why is it you select that location versus other locations? And do you feel one, like prisons and houses and stuff like that, are more difficult to do? Um, let's start with Ashley on this one.
Well, the one prison that I investigated, it was interesting. The Ben, who is the tour / investigator, the lead investigator of the whiskey prison, that it was in Mount Pleasant, North Carolina. He even told me, he's like, we usually don't have as much evidence as we had when you were here, but it's like, he said, when I walked in, it's like they lit up. I mean, and I know this sounds, I swear, and I think this is another thing being a woman in the paranormal. It's like, I swear I'm not crazy. And,
Oh my gosh,
I don't
I know.
hear any.
We're all crazy.
I don't.
It's
But I don't hear men saying, "Oh, I'm not crazy. This really
Oh,
happened." You know what I mean?
I hear it all
Like,
the time. I hear it all the time.
oh, do you?
Really?
Nope.
I don't hear it with with the guys that I talk to. They don't preface their paranormal experiences with, "I swear I'm not crazy," but I know I'm constantly like, "I swear I'm not crazy. Like this happened." But I was being groped in the prison. My legs, my hair, my ankles, my feet, I kept looking at my husband because I'm like, "Are you touching me?" And he's like, "No, I'm not touching you."
Now, that's something I like.
But
The groping thing. I never hear a guy say that much. Well, not much. But
I have.
women,
I went on an
Right.
investigation where a guy said, "Did you just touch my butt, Jackie?" And I'm like, "No." So he got his butt groped,
Yeah, I've had it happen, but it's like, I don't know if we're used to it, that you don't hear it as much, it seems like. But then again, in Oklahoma, I've been there. I think there's more female investigators in Oklahoma than there are male. I know more female investigators by far than I know male. So it could be also the fact that the gender comparison, the number of gender, might be also impacting that.
I've been
Yeah.
groped. It's happened at Melbourne Manor. I've been groped by a female. It had 13 different personalities.
Which personality groped you, though?
Gracie.
Grace.
Her name is Gracie. Look up Melbourne Manor. So basically what happened is that me and a few other investigators were in this room, and typically she likes to grope the men. So I laid on her bed just kind of to see what would happen and stuff. And all of a sudden, my foot started getting moved around and touched. I had this hand go down my face like this. Felt like she was like right on top of me. grabbing my sides. I'm like, oh, this
Well, you asked
weird.
for it, so
I did, but it's weird. It was weird. I have to say, it was weird. But it was just, it's a different feeling altogether when something like that happens because you don't expect it.
right,
And I wasn't expecting it.
right.
I thought,
Well, you can't see them, so you don't know when and where it's gonna happen. So
Right.
yeah, it's caught.
and
Yeah,
personality wise, I have no idea which one it was.
It could have been her male personality. You never know.
I was like, which personality? I didn't know the name of the person. I wanted to know which personality was it.
Yeah,
right.
I don't know if they got different names for her personalities, but all I know is that she was, she had 13 different personalities as being diagnosed. So,
wow.
Wow.
and her voice would change too with each personality.
Persona.
That's a lot. That's a
Yeah.
lot.
Oh, I'm sure they had names then. They had to have names at
Yeah.
that point.
They had
That's
to,
the way
but-
it was.
Josh Hurd, that would be a one for you to interview. Ashley is Josh Hurd.
Mhm.
So, little tidbit there.
Okay, I'll have to look them up.
Yep. So, again, like I said, how do you approach it? How do you determine your locations? I know we kind of cut you off a little bit there, Ashley. You want to finish your thought on that?
You're fine. Like the way I determine location. So, like I said, I'm not an investigator. I'm a podcaster. I'm big into haunted history, and I will actually go to places and stay there just for fun. I sometimes take my equipment that I have, but typically I just go for the experience. And it's usually just when I decide a place, I've researched it, and I'm just like, this place almost like calls to me, and I know it might not make sense, but certain people, they know what that means. Like you watch something or you learn about it, and it's just, you start seeing it everywhere. And there seems to be like some kind of connection. Like the Crescent Hotel is my favorite.
Ooh,
It is my absolute favorite.
I haven't been there, but I heard lots
I
about
flew
it.
out to Arkansas. It's so good.
Jeep, you got any questions you want to start off with?
So I had one a minute ago and I lost it.
I was
Sign
going
of
to say,
old
did you want me to?
Yeah.
Did you want me to tell you what I look for?
Yes, you can do
Okay.
that.
Okay. So I don't pick places like based off of anything, but when I go to the place, if there is a certain area where there was a child that would be in a certain room or something like that, that's where I go. That's where I'm drawn to. Like Randolph Infirmary, me going on Saturday, I will be in Noah's room, very start. I will start there and I will go until it's like, okay, nothing else is happening. I'm very, very drawn to children. I would love to go to like an old orphanage or something like that.
Ooh.
Children, I just love children's spirits. So, but I don't pick my places out based off of that. I just, when there is a place, if there's a certain room where a child stayed at or visited often or something like that, that's where I'll go.
Okay.
It's funny because I'm the exact opposite. Children's spirits scare me.
Is there really?
Yes.
What is it about?
You know,
yeah. I'm
I
curious.
think it's the giggles. It's that
I haven't
little
even
laugh.
seen you.
Oh.
You're thinking of like the movies, like the horror movies with the children's spirits, like they all look scary.
Oh no, I haven't
Well, and
even seen for you.
And
You
I think
what?
it's that thought.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry. I think it's just the thought that, you know, sometimes children's spirits aren't actually children's spirits. And it's like, well, what is it? But yes, when I was younger, I would have nightmares of little ghost children like in closets. So I think that's probably what started my fear of ghost children.
It's
That would make sense.
Yeah, and there is a lot of people that think, that's what their thought is why would a child be here
Mhm.
There must be something else. Yeah.
Right.
No, when you said a minute ago about the movies, I have an EVP. It's so funny because it does sound like a horror movie, and I kept trying to tell people it was a bird, and everybody's like, "That's not a bird. That's not a bird." And it's a child laughing, like one of those movie kind of things where it's creepy. It's a really good one.
And to be honest, if you think about, and especially like I know there's certain ones on TikTok you can use sounds of where they have the little child and it's like giggling and don't you want to play? And like, okay, so that freaks me out. I'm not gonna lie. That gets me. But in reality, when you know the history includes a child and you're going to a room and you are noticing that things are lining up to what that child liked, or the personality or whatever it might be, you possibly are dealing with the child, and I love that aspect of it. But if I think of the creepy sound where don't you want to play with me, let's play,
Yeah.
that's
Let's get
creepy.
checkers out. Come on, make your move.
Yeah.
Yeah, Boo Bear, A B C D E.
Oh, Boo Bear is so creepy.
Oh.
Why they made
Mm-mm.
that bear sound so creepy, I don't understand.
I mean, is it cold in here to you, dude? I need that voice telling me that. Like
It's creepy.
I like
It is
when
very
you
creepy.
when you tickle me.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah. Uh-uh.
Bring a Tickle Me Elmo with you.
There you go. That's a good idea. And then randomly you get, yeah, great.
right.
Right in the middle of the stuffed animals. We had a
Yeah.
Boo Bear in the middle of the stuffed animals that happened, and I'm like, yeah, I can't wait to see who's going to sit in this room with all those.
Oh, it is so
Mm.
creepy, the things that come out of there, the things it says. It is just, yeah. I mean, I know kids will kind of like react with noises like that and whatever, but not when you're investigating and you hear some. I mean, if I heard a child spirit saying some of the things it said, I'd probably be pretty creeped out of me, heading out of the room, going somewhere else,
Yeah.
being like,
Mhm.
see you later. So, but I haven't dealt with any like bad child spirits. Like, I think that's why I connect with them, because they're very, like, to me, I've dealt with like Noah going to Randolph Infirmary. The 2 last times I went there, 2 times ago, I brought him a balloon because I forgot a ball,
Aw.
and he moved the balloon halfway across
that's
the room.
cool.
And then the second time I went to the Dollar Tree and I found this little ball that if you bounce it on the ground, it lights up all colors. And I brought that for him and said, I don't know if you remember me. I promised you a ball. I put it down. And then I was like, I hope you like it. And I said, if you do, and you can do this, I said, light up the ball. And I said, not that ball. I said, the cat ball. As soon as I said that, he lit it up. I about cried at that moment. But those
That's very
kind
cool.
of, yeah, those kind of, and I mean, there's no 100% way, but when you take evidence like that, it's his room. He was excited about a balloon and hit it, and then he was excited about the ball and getting the ball. So those moments, I live for. I love them.
So I do have a
Nice.
deep question, Darren. I finally came up with a really good one, actually.
Well, fire ahead.
So we know about the stereotypes that happen with physical, right? Men have a stereotype in relation to who's more credible or those kind of things, a stereotype about physical. From an evidence standpoint, do you find that the spirits that communicate to you also have a stereotype? You get certain kind of things repetitively, like you maybe have more reaction to children because children have a stereotype image of what a mother would be compared to a father, or do you have a situation where the guys don't usually want to talk to you because of this, or you get certain evidence or certain EVPs repetitively the same way?
That's a really good question.
Thank you.
And I guess it is. And I guess I never really thought of it, and maybe that's why I can relate to the children as they're like, okay, this is a very, loving, calm, whatever, person. I do want to speak to her, and that is possible that it's like that. It could possibly be not just with the children, but, any of the spirits when it comes to that. Hey, because they say the way you treat the spirits is whether or not they're going to want to interact with you, and if they do, are they going to be nice to you, type of thing. And I think that we have that in our favor. But I do think there could be, especially with the females in, the female spirits. And like, once again, Randolph Infirmary, I use this as an example because I've been there 5 times already. But like, you know, one of the rooms, some really bad things happened to, I can't even think of her name at this exact moment, but Lulu, happened to her, that she's not going to interact with the male because bad things happen to her. So I think that it could, I mean, I guess you could look at it as stereotypical, but I think it's more experience when they were living, like things that happen. Because if you go to, like, I went out to Ashmore Estates, and in the one room downstairs, the guy that was the maintenance guy or whatever, he doesn't like females that are in there because they didn't belong in there when people were staying there. So I think it more has to go with like the experiences that they had when they were living and who they're going to relate to, because in that case he doesn't want females in there, he doesn't like females. So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's based off of life experiences.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that it would be there could be, but I'm not sure that that's 100% the reason.
Well, when I say that too, like when you think about, there's a lot more, I would say more universal characteristics of how a female should be compared to a male in certain eras in history.
Yes.
And as a result, does that, the way that they were before, impacted? They're around. We're at modern time now. Have they changed their perspective? Or do they have that same attitude they used to have? But yeah, it's interesting.
That's a
So
good
my
question,
house
yeah.
ghost, my house ghost died in 2018 in my last house, my haunted house, and he liked to call me a hag. And I got just very negative female words directed at me most of the time. He did not like me at all.
Yeah.
And I would have sleep paralysis. Like my husband's like sleeping like a baby, and he is hovering over me and keeping me awake. And that man hated me.
Oh, that's so creepy.
Did you ever get shadow people with sleep paralysis?
Yes. And I had shadow people while I was wide awake. He was an interesting character, and I've heard somebody say, like, where are the modern day ghosts? Well, he died in 2018. He was a very modern day ghost. And he didn't like women. He did not like strong women. He was an interesting character. I know a lot about him, and he didn't like me at all.
Wow.
And he hated kids, and he hated animals, and I moved 3 kids and 4 animals up into that house.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
man.
That's the reason why he went after you. He's like, "What are you doing? Put all these animals, get them out!"
Yeah, and then I went and started tearing down walls and everything. Oh yeah, I made his
Oh,
life.
now
I
you
made his
created a
afterlife
mess.
a little-
I know. Now you just really
Yep.
did it for him.
We're bringing the animals in. We're bringing all the people in, and we're tearing down your house.
tearing down walls, Wayne. Let's go.
Hey, I like that
I'm gonna
room.
haunt
I
you
made
like
a new
you
room.
believe.
I know. Well, we got very used to each other after a while. We learned how to coexist. And when we moved, I didn't move because it was haunted. I moved because of the school situation with my kids. And, it was very sweet because he's like, I'm alone. And I was like, I know you're alone. I'm leaving you. But then, like, I was leaving. I don't know if I can cuss on here.
Oh, yeah.
But one of the last, one of Okay, one of the last things I got was bitch. I was like, okay,
Well,
whatever.
At that point, he was just, that was his way of saying, "I'll miss
Goodbye.
you." Yeah.
Yes, that's what I tell myself.
yeah.
He misses me. He
Uh-huh.
likes me.
That's hilarious.
Picture Walter from Jeff Dunham, and the next people come move again, and he's like, "What are you bringing?"
On what?
Oh
What'd you
God,
say?
what now?
Huh? Oh, I said I picture Walter from Jeff Dunham, and
Oh yeah,
he's
that
in
grumpy
house.
face.
Yep, the
Mhm.
next family comes in, and he's like, "What are you gonna do? What are you
Right.
bringing?" Here we go again.
Mhm.
Right.
Yep. Yep, pretty much.
Mhm.
So let's go into a section where, in today's society with women in the paranormal field, I believe that the game has changed a little bit, considerably a little bit. Far as like ideas, experiments, just overall the way how you investigate now. How do you feel, or what do you think about back then and now as to how women investigate? Do you think it's more of an experimental, or do you feel it's more showing up a guy once in a while? Ashley, let's start with you on that one.
I don't investigate.
Just try. Just try. Give your feelings. Give your thoughts. That's what we're on here for.
I truly, as a non-investigator, as somebody who's usually just a bystander, just watching, I honestly, I don't know. I've never thought about how I would investigate, because I go in and I am sensitive. So when I go in, I'm about feeling and what do I feel and how does the environment feel and how does the energy shift when we're in there? And so I go mainly off feeling, but I'm not an investigator, and I watch other people do it, but I've never really had that like, okay, how would I do that differently? I've never been in that situation. Mainly go and I just feel my way through it, and that might be lame, but that is me.
Well, you're using your body though, so you're still considered an investigator,
You are.
but
Yep.
you're using your body versus you're using equipment, and that's how you feel. That's how things go for you, and that might be just all you need sometimes. It's just your body and how you're in your feeling.
When you go into a building and you walk into a place you've never been, your immediate thought is, "What's here? Who's here?" Like you automatically recognize, but you're still doing it from a spiritual standpoint.
Mm-hmm. That's
So
true.
like you're still trying to find out more about them, and I think there's different ways to do it, but you're still investigating.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Sorry,
add that to my
guys.
resume.
I would, especially if you got a
Uh-oh.
podcast like that.
Oh no.
Oh, great!
Hold
Now
on.
you got crazy activity going on in there. Look, man, they're like,
It's my activity from my cat, unfortunately.
oh, so you have a polter cat? Okay.
I have a polter cat. I don't have an awesome studio. I have a cat that says, "Why aren't you giving me attention?"
My cats are upstairs.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I mean, you are still an investigator, even though you just talk a lot about it in podcasting. You still investigate because you do still go to locations, and maybe from this podcast that we have tonight, that you will go venture and do more, and do different things. I mean, it's always there. But do you ever have like an experiment you want to try or go to, like the science part of things more?
I honestly have always wanted, and this is not new, but this is something that most investigators do, the Estes method. And I've never done it. And I would love to have the opportunity to do it. But because I don't, it's usually just me and my husband going. And my husband he's very logical and he's very scientific based.
Mhm.
And if I'm like, hey, do you want to do the Estes method? He's going to be like, what?
No. What you do is you get him a headset and you go, listen to this and tell me when you hear a word.
Right.
And then you just ask questions.
I like it.
That's what you do. Because he's
I
science.
like it.
He's science, right? So you just go,
Yeah.
tell
Yeah.
me, say whatever comes to you, even if it sounds goofy and you think it's a word, just say it.
Right.
I'm
And
gonna,
you
Pretty
record it.
much.
not me taking my headphones down there with my spirit box after we get off here and be like, hey, honey.
Right?
Tell me what you
Practice
hear.
makes perfect. Yeah.
But
Do it on the next.
you
Go ahead.
Don't even do it with feelings. Just go, hey, put this headset on and listen to the words.
Mhm.
That'd
Just
be good for the next
tell me
podcast.
what you hear.
Podcast of Estes method. There we go.
That's sometimes
Oh,
when you
boy.
have a spiritual gift or a spiritual, you pick up on things. If you hear the voices, Estes method can be really challenging because the idea behind Estes method originally, it was actually done, I think, by a paranormal group in Seattle, and it was done to verify what they heard going through the scanner. And a lot of people now start using their gifts to start saying the words they're hearing, but they're not really hearing it from the radio. And so when you are attuned to your gift or your senses, it can get confusing because you'll start saying words that the radio didn't say. Now, there are a lot of people that hear it, they just say it. And a lot of it is going along the topic. But the overall, my understanding, I'll say it that way, is that when the Estes method was done, it was really because people were sitting there going, "Oh, I heard it. You know, what's your name?" And everybody's like, "Oh, Todd." It said Todd. It said Todd.
Right.
I had no idea. You know, so they put a headset on and said, "Okay, you tell me what you're hearing. I'll ask questions you can't hear me ask."
Right.
That's why I say having someone scientific, listen to the words, tell me if you hear any words, and they're going to go, I heard a whole bunch of gobbledygook, but
Yeah.
And fair warning, it gets very raunchy too.
Yeah. Oh yes. Oh yeah. Like the two girls that were in the theater at Shawnee that said, "Do you want to smell my?"
I mean, there are some things, that I've had come through that it's really, they get a little spicy. They really
Yes,
do.
they do.
They've been getting
Really?
spicy lately, it seems like. Oh yeah.
They get
It might leave
spicy.
your face really red when you do something like that. Like, oh my God, it actually talked that way in the afterlife?
Yeah. And you're like,
Yeah.
that is not radio. There is no way that is radio.
Right? Yes.
Like, nope.
Yeah. What's also funny is, so I had one investigation where, so I'll tell you crazy with the Estes method. At a winery here in Drumright, we're doing a tour, and we always ended the night with the group I used to be with. We always ended the night doing Estes method, and we'd have a guest listen to the headset, and everybody else would ask questions. And so we started to ask questions, and suddenly we had asked something else before that, and it was a gentleman who'd never done it before, said, "Can I ask questions?" And I said, "Sure." So I had my headset on, and he's asking questions, and I took the headset off, and they're like, "You're doing good, keep going," and I said, "Okay." He asked questions he started to ask, general question, we got answers. And one of the people said, "Roberto," and he said, "Oh." And then they started talking. Well, we went up to another floor and we're asking. All of a sudden, it said something. Oh, it said no hop. No, it said in Spanish something about his name. I think it was. But the gentleman ended up asking it all these questions, and it was literally, we had a session where it went from English to Spanish to English to Spanish, and he asked in Spanish, "How old are you?" And the person listening to the headset goes, "Ocho." And then all of a sudden it said no habla, and he said in Spanish, "Do you know how well do you know, how much Spanish do you know?" And she goes, "Un poquito." And I looked at her and I went, "What?" We were all looking at her, and she takes the headset off and looks at us and goes, "I don't know Spanish." And I was like, "Put the headset back on."
What are you doing?
I had no idea it's Spanish. It was like, what the heck? Yeah. So it's amazing in Essence Method the things you get: cuss words, foreign languages. I mean, yeah,
And you
Some will
can
come on to you.
yes,
they do. But you can during Estes, you can hear the words so much better when you're under as well. Things that I would have never picked up had I just been listening with my SB7 or whatever. I mean, you can pick up the smallest thing because you have the
Yeah.
headphones on and you're just using your hearing sense. So
yeah.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. And you'll might also go into a tinge where you start repeating a word like over and over and over. And it's like, my gosh, don't you have anything else to say?
Mhm.
And that's what happened to my wife when we were at Granger House in the basement. We were there for approximately, I think, 18 minutes to a point, because some SS methods go for about a half hour. But we're into about an 18-minute point where she started saying a word and then started saying it 3 times in a row. Then said a different word 3 times in a row. And then this word 3 times in a row. And it's like, okay, now it's time to pull her off, because now we're getting things in threes. This is getting difficult and weird. So, and that's the point, is where you got to call it. Say, okay, this is getting too weird for me. Let's get her out or him out.
Right. Yeah,
So,
yep. That happens a lot. Not so much the threes of something, but you start to get this, all right, something weird is happening here. I think it's time to pull them.
yeah,
The hard part
And-
is the end of the session.
yeah.
You got to tell somebody.
Ending the session
Yes,
when you
you
got,
know,
yeah, when you gotta,
right? Touch them.
you're like, so it's like,
That is true, though. That is true. It's like
wish
we got to
Carrie-
develop a different technique in how to pull them out without freaking them out that much more.
I wish Carrie
Right.
was here tonight, because Carrie Lou, she'll be sitting there, they touch, she's like, "Hwah!" I'm like, oh,
especially you get into this trance when you're
Yes.
listening, like
Yeah.
you just over and over, you're hearing the like that you're in this trance, and then all of a sudden you get touched, and whoo, yeah,
And sometimes you forget where you even are. I mean,
pretty, yeah,
that happens to
honestly,
me. I mean, I forgot where I was or what I was doing.
Yes.
It's like
yeah,
you get in such a deep, like she said, a deep trance.
Yep.
It's almost
Mhm.
like you're channeling in a way, and
Right.
that's a difficult thing, because when you start
Mhm.
channeling, that's when a lot of things start changing, and it's like now you really have to pull someone out, because you can get in a deep channel. Where I've had a friend of mine, she channeled so bad, and she still to this day can't control her channeling. That they have to call somebody from California to talk to her over the phone to break her out of it.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
'Cause you
I've channeled before. It's scary.
yeah.
Abby.
Mhm.
So, and that's the only way they get her out of it, is if that phone call from that person.
And the thing about having a spiritual gift on Estes method and receiving it is you have to literally, you're having to listen to a bunch of scanning. So you have to really get focused to go beyond that scanning to hear the words. So you're already setting your stage up to channel when you're spiritual, because
Right.
you're getting lost, you're getting so absorbed into what's being said so you can hear it,
Right.
that it's like opening a gate to that channeling process. And that, yeah, can get you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Jackie, again, experiments. What experiments do you want to do? And you like doing scientific part of the stuff, and how is it a game changer for women?
I was thinking about when she was saying that, I was like, gosh, is there really a difference? Because I was thinking when you asked that question, I was like, well, I was thinking about the creative side, and then I was like, well, women are very, creative, but then I was like, wait, there's a lot of men that are as well. So I don't know if there is a difference between men and women when it comes to that, because there are a lot of very creative women, but there's a lot of very creative men as well. And then there's a lot of women that are just, kind of like they just, oh, this works, people been doing this. And the same thing with men. I don't know if there's really a disparity or anything when it comes to that.
In a way, I feel things sometimes get stale. I don't see things that change once in a while when it comes to investigations. And a lot of times I tend to ask women in the investigation, like, what do you want to do? Let's see what you want to do. Because your result of what you pick may be far different than what I might pick. And I think it might be a better option.
Yeah.
Because it's like we get to that emotional. We get to that scientific partner in their mind. It's like, oh, okay, let's try this. Let's set this up. Let's set that up and see what comes out of this, And I don't care. Like I'll let the lady lead. Let her lead. See where the investigation goes. See how different it gets between a man leading.
Yeah.
That's just how I take it. And it's a great part because when you got a female psychically with you in your investigation, they can tell you, like, that maybe not be a good room for you to go to right now,
Yeah.
And they can help you with that. So
Yeah, for sure.
that's just how I feel.
Well, yeah. And I think a lot too has to do with questions that are asked as well. I don't know if women, like, if there's a difference in between women and men. Maybe
I think so.
Yeah, there kind of is, whereas women, understand the whole, let's talk about, hey, what did you have for dinner tonight? Did you enjoy your dinner? Stuff like that, asking questions that a spirit typically might not hear, because they're going to get tired of the, hey, touch that, hey, do this and that, and maybe from this, like, the standpoint of the men compared to women will be more, understanding to, like, ask questions that normally aren't asked to get communication, whereas men will, there is that whole, gosh, my words tonight, that, like, closed off type of thing, the kind of robotic type of, hey, press that, hey, I don't see, like, again, Noah's room, like, he has books in there. As a female, I pick up a book and start reading a story to him and help him, maybe want to open up that way. You're not going to see a lot of men that are going to be like, hey, let me open up the story, and read to you. So I could see that there will be a little bit of a difference as far as that goes.
Mm-hmm. I like to talk about hobbies and subjects and, what gets that trigger moving. Like,
right.
you hit that trigger, like, oh, okay, you like playing basketball. Well, here we are in a gym. Let's play.
Yep.
Tell me a hobby you like. Tell me what piece of clothing you used to like to wear.
Right.
Certain things like that aren't always like, okay, who are you? What is your age? Where'd you come from? How'd you die? Those are all. What's that?
What's your name?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Who's the last person you were with when you died?
Right.
Right. Stuff like that. It's like it gets to be so common. It's like, you have to switch it up, and then a lot of it goes between the locations and where you're at with the locations, where you kind of got to pin it to the location.
Right.
Why does my friend call me now? Gina.
Hey, I'm on a podcast.
Every time I was on the show we do on Thursdays, you used to be here, I get 3 people. I'm like, guys, this is my time. Anyway, go ahead. Spooky Okie.
That's why it's bound to happen. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm shocked my children haven't come and found me yet, honestly.
I know. I was waiting for last time I did the podcast. I'm like, so my daughter doesn't live here anymore, but I was like, I almost sent her a text and said, I am going to be on a podcast. Do not come home while I'm doing the podcast. But I didn't. And luckily it was okay because she'll come to the door and she'll just like start pounding on it and everything and be like, and I'm like, this, it's gonna happen while I'm live. It's gonna. Luckily it didn't. But I could see that happening just because I was live.
Yeah.
Right.
No, it's Murphy's Law.
Mm-hmm.
Chief, you got any more questions?
Well, as I say with what you said a minute ago, I often go to investigations. You start want to ask questions, and you think the spirits are going to go 52, 6 feet tall, 1985.
They name everything so that you don't have to ask anything else.
Yeah, that'd be me. So you come in the door. I'm like, my name is Cheap. Okay.
Yep. Get it all over with right away and be like, there you go. That's what you were going to ask me, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So what was the original question, Darren?
Well, I was just saying that, like, experiment wise, scientific wise, how different is it and a game changer for women in that sort of aspect? Do you want to?
Well, I always look at like when you. So it's so funny because when I could look at the group I used to be with, I was with them we actually 70% of us moved off another group and moved to the same group. It was really crazy. But you mentioned Jackie, when you mentioned the whole creative energy, and guys have creative energy sometimes compared to the women. I was kind of the guy that would be killing fields with things, and they're like, I don't know, that's not how I did it. Why can I not have that? Like I can't have that gift. I got to be the tech. Who put me in the tech? But it's always funny because it was like that same thing. It's kind of interesting. I'm into the whole stereotype. Fascinates me. How people don't just let people be people. And it was always funny because there's a role reversal too, where it's like, oh no, you're the tech. So,
right.
So the other guy who joined us later and his wife are listening to the EVPs, and they're like, why isn't everybody else catching the EVPs you keep catching? I was like, don't know. And he said, are they not realizing that you're hearing everything? Nope, they don't know. Well, why? I'm the tech.
Yeah.
It's interesting how there's this natural thing that happens with people that we just automatically associate certain directions. And I think in a way that kind of hinders you with your investigating, because we go in. Perfect example. If you're really, I'm a kid person. I'm a kid magnet. Like I've had people tell me, you have like a single file line of spirits that are all anywhere from 6 to 12. I'm like, well, that makes sense.
No.
Yeah.
So, because that's who I enjoy talking with, but there's that level of things where you have to make yourself step out, but you have to be given that chance. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear you. I'm not a child magnet by any means.
What kind of magnet are you, though, Darren?
I am one of those guys who'll sit back and just kind of listen to my recorder and play it back and see if I can find it. I like EVPs a lot. I like that because I get a lot of what I use.
Yeah.
So I'm an EVP person, but I'm very much of a experimental person.
You're a gadget guy, and you're
I like using my plasma balls, my Tesla coils.
Yes.
We were talking about that too last week. Yeah. Experimenting with, and it's good to do something like that because like I told you last week, there's certain things that you might figure out and come up with that spirits, have an easier time manipulating, whereas other things, they weren't able to. So that, I mean, if you think about equipment, they all started from not being there to building it up to being what it is today. So they were all experiments at one point.
Yeah, I mean, it's I like the fog. I like using fog machines because I want to see that figure walk through that fog and just capture that on video once. Just it excites me seeing like that. Like the balloons. You talk about the balloons. I like to use balloons as
Right.
well. I actually
Right.
had a couple of years ago. I had balloons up on like 2 tripods, and they stood still. And we were at was it Broadhead Manor? We were in some it's a big school. There's no wind in this room. And all of a sudden this one started moving more, and then this one started moving while this one stopped. I've had one pop, but
Balloons
it's
are, like I told you last week, they're the cheapest thing around,
mhm,
and they're so easy for spirits to be able to manipulate. So but so many people don't think about it, and it's like,
yeah,
use this,
the
and I have
simplest
these.
things.
Right, right. Like I have these little things. They're these little like bullet lights that I can turn them on and off, and I put that inside a regular balloon, blow it up, so when it's dark you can see. I mean, it's just so simple, and I feel like because it's so light, it's really easy for them to manipulate. But that's the kind of like experiment thing, that you got to think of.
I mean, I like doing hard things too, um, like we use Simon, one of those gadget toys there, the Simons,
Mhm.
and a little itty bitty Etch-a-Sketch, and see if they could turn that knob and make a line or two.
Oh, that would be
Oh, that's
awesome.
cool.
Yeah,
So
that's a good idea.
there's another person, Nina, who she's the opposite. Like when women get hesitant, she goes out. It's like, where are you going? Like I'll be live. I'll be in her box and TikTok going, where are you going? What are you doing? But she just uses a pinwheel. She actually decided to call herself Pinwheel Paranormal. That's all she does. Puts pinwheels down,
Oh,
and once
Oh, that's cool.
simple, right? People don't
right,
use them. Inexpensive.
right.
It's just simple things, and that's
I know. Yeah, like just the cheapest of things that are so simple, but they're a lot easier for spirits to be able to manipulate. People don't think about them. You don't have to spend a ton of money on paranormal equipment,
no,
and to be able to get interaction.
nope, yeah. And sometimes it's the easiest. It's the best ones. That's the best
Mhm.
thing. Like those
Yeah,
spinners, right? I've never thought about using a spinner,
Yeah. Oh yeah,
right.
fidget spinners. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and that's something that the spirits want to be able to, to be able to play around with. They don't want to see this plastic ball that lights up and you're like, it makes pretty color. I can't tell you how many times I've said that.
Or
If you touch
I
it,
say
it
it.
makes pretty colors. And
yeah,
it's like, they're probably like, I already know this is dumb. I don't want to play with that anymore. Can you
yeah,
bring me something fun this time around?
yeah. Like or you leave a candy. Oh, you like candy? Okay.
Well, you might get a different reaction out after leaving candy.
No, I'm saying like oh, what's your favorite toy? We'll leave the car behind. Like, oh, gee, thank you.
Right,
But you make the spinner spin, and they got something to do. It's good.
Yeah,
right,
the ghost is like,
right.
should I? Should I not? Is he gonna
Right.
take me or what?
That's why I loved, like, I should have bought a ton of those balls because for $1.25 they were absolutely amazing. And but I mean, even though Noah's not gonna go around and be able to bounce it down and light it up and do all of that. Maybe he can without us seeing it. I don't know, as far as that goes. We don't have the answers on that. But it's something different for him,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, this has been such a good conversation tonight. So I kind of want to end it with this question here because we're getting close to the top of the hour. So in the field of paranormal with women, what do you see going forward, and what would you like to see more of in the field as time goes on? We'll start with Jackie in this, and then we'll go to Ashley afterwards.
Say it one more time because I didn't know you were going to have me go first.
Surprise.
Well,
I'm
Ashley's
so
right.
glad he picked you. I wanted him to pick you. I'm like,
I was
you go
gonna
first.
go. I was gonna piggyback off of somebody else, but I can't do that now.
Your turn.
Well, I mean, it's like, okay, we're getting like the top of the hour, like I said before, but
Yeah.
what do you want to see going forward at this point of women in the paranormal field, and what do you want to see more of?
So going forward, see more of. The thing is, I would like, well, obviously we don't have, and I discuss this a lot, we don't have, like, you talk about paranormal shows and stuff like that. We
Mhm.
don't see paranormal shows of women lead investigators. You don't see them. And that was kind of a big thing that was like, why? And it was because it's not something that people are going to watch. It's not entertaining for them. I would love to see some female paranormal investigators go out there, kick ass, and get a show going and say, ha, I can do this. You know what I mean? And figure it out, because it's not being done. And I see that it can be. I think it's that whole creative thing, maybe trying to figure out what they can do to make that happen. But you don't see that. And I don't watch paranormal shows. I already told you this last week. I don't watch them or whatever.
No.
But I also know you don't see them. And maybe if I did see a show that had female paranormal investigators, maybe I would watch it, because I'd be like, no, this is something different. This is something interesting. You know what I mean? Even TikTok live, I go on the TikTok. If I see female paranormal creator, I go in there, because it's like, we gotta, I know that my support means the world to them. So, but I think the biggest thing is, shows and stuff. I would love to see that happen.
Good answer.
And that's my story, because that's the
And
best I can
sticking
give
to
you
it.
on that one. Right.
Ashley, you want to follow up on that?
It's funny because she said it right there at the end. The thing that I would like to see the most, what I have learned, like I said before, there's a lot of amazing supportive men and women, but especially like women supporting women. I'm big on women supporting women because historically women can be very competitive with one another. I would like to see less competitiveness and more support, like just in general with all the sexes. It shouldn't matter, men and women. But what I have found is I personally have had an experience with another female trying to smear campaign me because of whatever reason. And it's like the rising waters raise all ships. So I'm not out here trying to compete with anybody. I am in my small corner in my studio, just trying to enjoy the paranormal just like anybody else. There's no reason to compete. There's enough paranormal to go around. Everybody, I want to see more support just across the board, but especially women supporting women, because we don't have to be petty. We don't have to be catty. We don't have to be competitive. If Jackie is excelling at TikTok, then I'm going to cheer Jackie on, because that is awesome. And TikTok, I'm sorry, TikTok is hard.
It is.
Like one day you're getting thousands of views and the next you're going to get 2.
Oh, it's horrible. Can't make sense of it.
It's horrible.
It is.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
So you know what? And I hate this. You repost mine and I will repost yours. No, honey. If I like your stuff, I'm going to repost your stuff. I'm going to save it. I'm going to comment. I'm going to boost you up because I like your stuff.
Right.
I think what you're doing is good. I'm here to support you, not because I want something from you, period.
Well, and that's,
Okay,
and
that's what I
just the thing is, we're all out there for the same common goal. So, no matter female or male, but like you said, female, like you got to remember, this isn't a competition. We're all supposed to be trying to find out the same thing, trying to find out the truth. So yeah, I do see it, and I had the exact
That's
same
right.
thing. Somebody not talking very nicely about me in a live that I wasn't even
Yep.
in to defend myself.
Yep.
And
Mhm.
it's like, why? You know, if that's fine, we can
What have I
coexist. You
done?
don't have to like me, but just keep my name out of your mouth then. If you don't have something nice to say, just don't say anything about me at all and move on.
I'll Will Smith your butt.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't,
Darren.
I don't think Will Smith in anybody's butt's a good idea.
He's punching clowns' butt. He's Will Smith in people's butts. I have
know,
a
I
feeling
mean-
Darren has a
That's the thing
thing
about butts.
with
I don't
violence.
know.
Well, I didn't want to say.
We learned a lot today, didn't we?
That was on the top of my head. So that was what came out.
Welcome to Paranormal Podcast with Darren.
A lot of punting.
Personally, I think that we need two things, a combination of. We need more debunking and a female group to do it.
I
Because,
still not do it.
well, no, I mean leading the pack. Like,
Oh yeah.
you see what I'm saying? Like, the problem is like y'all are saying, you have a lot of males in the group or male paranormal groups, and they're doing investigating. And one problem that I have to me is all the thrill seekers. The lights blinked, paranormal. No,
Right.
it's not paranormal. And so that part, the reason why I got involved in such a big fan for ghost hunters was because they were debunking things and made you go, oh, I never thought about that before.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't have that now. And from the other part is a stereotype. Teresa Caputo, all the women are the sensitives and the emotional side. You know what? No. Let's have them do some debunking. Find a group to me that goes through and does the science side and says, nope, we found your problem, and here's what it was. It's just that combination you would think would lead the pack, because it's women studying the science to prove the fact that, yes, we know what we're doing. And that's what I think is missing. That's what I think it needs to
The
happen.
problem is too, though, is as we talk about lives or something like that, people that are watching, they want that instant gratification. So you could sit there and you can be like, oh, this just said orange, so they must be talking about, you know what I mean? That's what people want, and that's where the problem is.
That
is
the
they
problem.
want that instant gratification. They want that constant entertainment, and real paranormal is not like that. But if you don't give it to those people, they're not going to care about what you're doing.
They're not going to be involved in it. It's sad, but it's true.
It is sad.
Yeah,
See,
they'll do orange. Oh, that's because you have an orange juice with your bacon. It's bacon. Anyway.
Right. That must be talking about your orange cat at home.
Right.
Felix.
Yeah. Well, where are you going with this? Yeah.
I wore orange 3 years ago. It's about me. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's my aunt. You're like, what are you talking about?
Right.
Maybe I should do lives more often. They sound exciting. Actually, they sound horrible.
Actually, you can really,
They're rough.
you'd be amazed to watch those people. I mean, I know I'm calling out when I'm calling out, and some of my people will be like, "Can't believe you did that," but yeah, it's true. Like so I'm live almost all the time, and when I do, it's all about truth and being genuine. And so I don't have a lot of followers, but I like the group that comes in. It's true, it's genuine, and I play games with them just to have fun.
Oh
It's
yeah,
not
it's
a-
all fun. Even though I said the
that's
first
just the
thing on
thing.
there, and it's like, oh, suddenly it's like you're fifth on the list. I'm like, what?
So we play a game, and we'll play a game on Friday nights is my game night, and we'll play a game, and there's one game where they have to name it, and you'll have 15 people go, you know, and I'll be like, so and so, and they're like, I said it first. It shows up on my screen.
Right.
It's a lot of fun, but
And it it's about quality over quantity. That's the way, that it should be. You should be able to, the reason why you're going live, you should be able to interact with the people, not have your comments flying that they're just another number. Like you want to be able to, it is one of those, that quality over quantity right there.
Yeah. And
But,
it's a community. It's a big community.
It actually, it is. It's funny because you'll have one person come in that hadn't been in there in half a year, and you're like, "Hey, so and so,"
Yeah, hey, it's good to see you.
I think it'd be funny to have a podcast where you're sitting in the middle of the apps, and they go from orange to avocado to sunset to Arizona, and then you interview them. Okay, at what point did you think avocado meant sunset? Just to hear their mind go through the tangents. Like, that'd be so much fun to watch them go through it. The problem is you're ridiculing them for it, and you kind of lose people.
Yeah.
Right.
There's that.
Right.
I'm like, how do you do that? What made you go through that many tangents in your mind to get to the aardvark?
I know.
It started with pencil, and you got to aardvark, and I've done that when I'm doing like the S box, and people are like, "Well, it's John," and I'm like, "Where'd John come from? That said red, and we all agreed, but you just said John. Where's John from?" If you feel it is, I want to know why, and I'll trust you for it. But you got to show me all those tangents that connect. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So
Sundays is Mad Libs, so you got to go on Sundays.
Yeah, Sunday's Mad Lib night.
And then he shows you the character, what it looks like at the end of the thing.
Yeah. So
fun.
What we do is we have people, they'll list off adjectives, nouns, verbs, and I'll list them off. And I have a randomizer on my spreadsheet, and it picks the word out for me. And then I put the whole content together and create the cryptid or the beast that we're making. And then I get ChatGPT or Photoshop to generate the picture to give me an idea of what to kind of give some kind of idea of what it looks like.
Oh my gosh. That's
It's
probably hilarious.
A lot of hilarious stuff.
It is funny. Yeah, was it 2 Sundays ago, it was a big robot sticking out of a unicorn's stomach.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah. And there's or you get something like let's see if I can find the last one I saw.
Oh, is it Sundays?
I gotta find it. Where is it? Oh yeah. Get something like this.
You're so small as it is that there's just no way I would even be able to.
It's my DJI camera I'm using.
You have to remove your background. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah.
I have them all on my Discord.
Oh, which one is it?
My cryptid zoo.
Yeah,
now
it's crazy.
Collection.
Cryptid zoo.
It's the it's the thing with the fish net and the thong.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, going with the thong? Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's fun though.
There's a unicorn and the robot.
Yeah.
Okay. It's still hard to see, but I can kind of see.
I was gonna say, is it just me it's blurry?
It was when he moved it a little bit. It went clear for just a second, and then it went back to blurry again.
Okay. Let's say I can't see anything.
But it's like this small, so I can't. Yeah, I can't see much of it.
It's a lot better what he does on TikTok, though.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll have to come and follow you.
Yeah, because it's so it's so tiny.
That one has a thong.
Oh my god.
Well,
I mean,
of course,
all right.
Last Sundays was quite crude. Last Sundays was really crude. I won't say that here. Oh,
hey,
it's all to them. Whatever.
Parental advisory. Anything goes here.
I was gonna say, no wonder you have that little label there.
Right.
It's unfiltered here.
It was definitely unfiltered. It was like, really? It chats through its what? Like, oh yeah. It does get kind of creepy and funky.
That was funny.
That was funny. So anyway, but
anyway,
because there's not enough paranormal groups we don't have a way that paranormal groups get together.
Yeah.
And so, like, I did Family Feud where you had different people and you collaborate. Somebody's on your team is randomly picked.
Yeah.
So you have to get to know that person. They're on your team, and so it kind of creates this ambiance of mixing and mingling.
Right.
This is why I kind of did that.
Interacting with each other. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And the other thing I'm doing now is, the other thing I'm doing is quality. So, like, Wednesday, I have a panel that come in whether it's paranormal investigators, whether it's equipment makers, whether it's spirit communicators. Then you get them all together and you talk different topics and let people come in. That's where you get your quality, and then I get my fun. So it's bringing both.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's nice.
So.
You're so creative. I'm just like cheese. Just cheese.
See, I said men could be creative too. I was right there.
You sure did.
I was cheering you on. I was over going, Hercules. But Jackie got used. Jackie had to get used to me because I jumped into her live one time. I'm going, my legs going, gift. I like your investigations.
That's why I don't, and once again, why I don't want to have hundreds of people in there. I want to be able to see people coming through, interacting with them, saying hi, saying thank you, saying whatever. I like that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Carrie Lou's another good one, female investigator she does a good job with Estes. She picks up a lot of words. I wish she could have been here today.
I'll have her on another time. I already talked to her about I'll just get her on another time. We'll talk.
She's one of those that's like I call her paranormal IT. Carrie Lou, I can't figure this out. She's like, oh well, da 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 da. I'm like, how do you know all this stuff? She helped me with my Discord. She's helped me with TikTok. I'm like, where's your brain going with all this? Amazing. She's awesome.
A sponge absorbs everything. You just over time. Yeah.
She's amazing. Yeah. She's so cool.
So we're at that point of the night where I asked you guys to let us know what's coming up and how they can get a hold of you. So let's start with Ashley.
Oh, what's coming up? We have, let's see, today I had a listener happenings episode drop, and it is just listener submitted stories. I do that every, so many months when I get some stories built up. Next week, it is the Ghost Writer House interview. He has a house in Texas. And then I have the Unknown Project coming up at some point after that. And you can find me on YouTube at Ghost Gossip 24/7, on Instagram, Ghost Gossip Podcast, and TikTok, Ghost Gossip Pod. And you can email me at ghostgossip247@gmail.com.
And also, what do you go on Spotify as well?
Mm-hmm. Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and I'm not much. Like I said, I'm not much of a video podcaster. Yep. I'm trying to venture into that.
Well, this is a start.
Yeah, it is. It's very weird.
When you got to show your face, it's a whole different. Even investigators, I don't want to show my face. This is why I like investigating. Put it on the other way. Don't show me. No thanks.
I do.
When I'm recording, it's in my pajamas. I'm sitting in here. I've got my husband. We got our coffee, and nobody sees us.
Change the ambiance entirely.
Yeah.
You go from that'd be your podcast on video. It'd be coffee and pajama ghosts.
That's good. That's a good one. Jackie, how can people get a hold of you, and what is coming up next for you?
So I have coming up, I have Randolph Infirmary again, be my 6th time there. I have that on Saturday. And then right now, August 17th, I go to Whispers Estate. I think my 3rd or 4th time there. Those are my 2 favorite places. And that's all I have right now. To find me, it's going to be Hoosier Paranormal, either on TikTok or Facebook. I do have a YouTube. However, not very good at using my YouTube unless I'm going to go watch somebody that's live on there. It doesn't get used. So don't try to get a hold of me on there because you probably won't be successful. Definitely go to Facebook or YouTube or Facebook or TikTok. Yeah.
And Jeep, how can people get a hold of you, and what do you have coming up next?
If you have a social media platform, it's Oklahoma Haunt Hunter. And I don't care what social media platform it is, it's bound to be there. Or Oklahoma.haunt.hunter. So, but I'm active on mostly TikTok, Discord, and Facebook, but I have one everywhere. So, can't guarantee you get me. Strangely enough, being unemployed since July 1st, I have nothing going on, which is actually fun. So I'll be posting a lot of evidence over the last 15 years of audio I haven't listened to. That's embarrassing, but true. This weekend, I will be, thanks to Peyton Paranormal, Patsy, I will be at the KC Paracon this weekend. So I'm really excited to be there.
Fun.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we'll be investigating a place that no one else probably has ever investigated. So I'm really excited. I'm like,
Those are the
thrilled.
best.
Very cool.
You'll have fun at that.
Oh, the Paracon. So I've never been to a Paracon. I'm
After
not,
party.
well, that's actually pre-party for me. Like, after party. Now it's time to party. In fact, Channeling with the Spirits. I'll see you there. I'm supposed to go talk to them, so I'll be getting to see Channeling with the Spirits. So I'm really excited about. Thanks to Patsy.
Oh, they're great.
Patsy connected me with Channeling with the Spirits, so I'm really excited about that, which is really cool. But yeah, I'm gonna have a good time.
And then Thursdays, you have a show, don't you?
Yes, we have a show called Paranormal Perspectives TV. Jeff from Crossover Research Incorporated, Paranormal Jack 2 on TikTok. Jack, I won't say his name on Facebook because it's his real name. Jack from Pros Paranormal. He's actually, they have 2 or 3 locations throughout the world, and he helps them. So Jack, Jeff, and I talk a variety of topics on Thursday night. We moved from our video watching over to controversial questions and answers, and it's been really good the last 2 weeks. We just moved over to TikTok, and so we started doing that, and it's 7:00 Central Thursday.
Oh, that's fun.
Paranormal Perspectives TV, because there's a lot of Paranormal Perspectives ones on there.
Awesome deal.
It's
Awesome
fun.
deal. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us tonight. Thank you for coming in the chat and chatting with us, and then talking more on the women's side of the paranormal. This was a very good episode. I greatly appreciate you guys coming on. You can find us at the Paranormal Brew on Facebook, BB3 TV, also on Facebook or on YouTube, whichever you prefer. And then MGS Paranormal 4258 on YouTube. This is where this will be posted as well. And for Jeep, Ashley, and Jackie, I'm Darren. And I bid you adieu. So long, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye.